okay? That would be huge for us if you could do that. It would be wonderful. All the supplies we're going to use for our unclelies.com. We'll text you out a supply list tomorrow. And you guys, if you're in design school, don't forget to go take a look in there. Your class is, I think it's all ready to go. It is a cute little ladybug centerpiece. I think you will love it. And I'll see you guys tomorrow in design school. So let's start off by getting our first floral ready to go. Now, I like bushes that are pushers, so I can kind of push these up, and this lavender is. So I can get these stems a little bit more where they're the same, okay? So I'm going to do that with a couple of the bushes to start with. All right, and these will be our shorter pieces. So let's start with 2 of these. And you guys, we've had this lavender before. It just came back in stock. So we've restocked it, and it's always a great seller for us because it looks so real. So those I kind of push shorter, and then I'm going to leave one a little bit longer. So we're going to try to build this out of 3. I've got an extra if we need it, because it just depends. If you get the lavender from us, you can follow this recipe exactly. If you get it from somewhere else, you're going to have to play with it. But make sure you buy enough because you want it nice and full and lush. So I'm just cutting the whole bush down right here. Okay, so those are our short pieces. Now let's get over here to our long guy, and we're going to cut one long. So I'm just not going to push it, okay? And we'll have all these fun little longer pieces. And basically we want to get some good spacing. You are going to need Spanish moss too to cover up your glue, so grab that. Here's my longies, here's my shorties, and separate this dude out. I am working with the smaller wreath base tonight because we're going to come way off of it. And the larger you start with, the more material you're going to need. So depending, you know, how big you want this project to be, you could be thinking about that while you're devising your plan. We got some gorgeous dark green Spanish moss. It's new. It's lovely. Restocked. So excited to play with that also. So let's get going. I'm going to use these in 2s. So I'm going to take a really long one and a shorty and kind of space them together. And then let's get a little glue on there and start putting these in around the base, okay? So I'm just going to start to put them in. Now you're going to see me, if I get my glue where it shows, I'm going to put a little moss on it, okay? It's my first piece going in. Let's take another 2, and let's add a couple more. And I'm just going to work my way around. Now, you know, I never thought of this. You could put this on a Lazy Susan if you wanted and be spinning like a maniac. Just spinning around and going. I hope you guys had a great weekend. Miss Kaya, y'all, Miss Moo, as y'all call her here, had an epic volleyball tournament. It was wonderful. We're super proud of her. It was their last tournament of the year, and they just finished really strong. So you can hear my voice is cracking. I wore it out all weekend. Screaming and yelling and cheering. They got 3rd place out of 40, I believe it's 43 teams. So proud of them. We were so proud. Thank you so much. I know you guys are so supportive. Okay, I'm going to bring that one in, and we're just kind of doing some spacing. We're getting our long ones in first. Let me see. I've got one rogue looking long one over here. Let me steal that one. So we're kind of getting the base built out. And I just want, I don't want it to be super uniform. I'd like a few pieces to jet out a little bit more. If that's not your vibe, totally fine to go ahead and make it all matchy-matchy. Totally up to you, okay? I'm going to slide these in. Make sure you're getting a lot of glue on there, and then we're just going to go ahead and cover up that glue with moss. All right? Yeah, we got a great shape going. We're getting it rocking. Everybody's wired. I love that the supplies we sell are all wired. You're going to be able to bend them and manipulate them any way you want. Okay, moss is going to, I'm going to move my moss right under the table, so it's right here. You guys may not see it on camera, but I'm still going to be using it, okay? You'll still see me bring it up to the table. Now I'm going to switch from, I think I'm going to go to singles now. So let's put this one a little more towards the middle, and let's go in between each section. Start to build this out a little bit. We may need 4 bushes. Just trying to save y'all a little money, but you know, I want it fancy. I want these wreaths to look fancy. And make sure you're not pushing that through to the back. We don't want to tear up somebody's door, and we want our wreaths to hold together good. So don't push it through to the back. It's going with the into the grain of the wreath. Okay, let's keep going. Just trying to get equal spacing. Isn't that cute? You can see it start to come together. And I'm kind of, if you notice here, I'm just staying in the midline. I'm going to keep rotating. Keep spacing it out. I'm going to put one right here. When I say the midline, like right here in the wreath, I'm just consistent with that. When we get our last bush over here, we will we'll work on filling maybe a little bit towards the middle. All right, keep working it around. And you can see it's laying on each other. It's coming together quick. Now, this we're making a wreath to hang on the door, but this is also gorgeous. If you wanted to whip out a few things for your Mother's Day buffet at your home, look how pretty this looks on a table. Lay a big, beautiful bowl right in the middle. You're using artificial flowers, so if something were to spill on it, you can more than likely wipe it up or clean it. It's not a huge deal. Okay, so 3 bushes is going to get you this nice wispy look right here. All right, and if you want to take it to the next level and go a little thicker, which is what we're going to do, then you're going to use 4. Okay, oh, this looks great. I like all the movement. You can let that show. You don't have to hide the inside. We've done a good job. I had to put moss on the first few, but then once they kind of started to lay on each other, it laid out really, really pretty. Really pretty. I like it. Now, we're not done yet. Let's grab one more bush. So my prediction of 4 was right. Sorry, guys. I'm looking at my shape. I've got one little hole here. I want one long piece. I want to bring in here. And then I'm going to keep everybody else pretty short. So let me push everybody short. And we'll leave one long. So, you know, if you've ever been one of our live sales, you'll hear me talk about pushers or, you know, this bush is so great because you can do that. That's why, because it just saves you time rather than having to cut them into smaller sections or add stems or repick something. That is such nice, and it means faster production time. So if you sell your pieces, guys, you know, you can produce them quicker, and all that matters. Oh, that looks good. Take a look at it from every angle. Make sure you've got them pulled out enough where they match. Rotate it around. That looks great. Now, I'm going to take and pull these even shorter. And now we're going to work those short ones a little bit more tighter to the center. Okay? Now, this is all we've got left. Don't really want to use another brush. We want to make sure this works. Go ahead and establish where you're going to put your bow. And for me, I'm usually going to put my bow right here. Right here. So the bow is going to go here and the pieces are going to come up. So if I make that establishment, that's where my bow is going to go, then I don't need to waste and put a lot of greenery there. Let's put it all in the other section. Okay? So wherever you want it. If I was doing this facing me, I'd put the bow here. I'm doing it facing you, so I'm going to put it opposite. Okay? It's hard to make these wreaths upside down, but I'll do it for you. You're worth it, Blue Marina. It's totally worth it. Let's bring this up, and we're just going to layer those on themselves. That looks really nice and full. And with these towards the center, I'm making sure they're coming up. You want to use a really good quality bush where you can manipulate it. Remember, if you can't bend that wire down there, then it's not going to look good after a while. When the hot sun gets on it, it's going to melt it down, and it's not going to go anywhere, but it's not going to sit up pretty. It's going to be flat. And that is not what we want. We want depth and dimension. You know, I say that every week. Sure, you're sick of hearing it, but it's what we want. It is what it is. All right, I can't wait to get out our really fun neutral ribbon. Now, if you're not doing a bow, then make sure you equalize this center out, spread these out a little bit more. But we're having a bow, so I don't really want to, I don't want to waste any material down there. Here's our last piece going in. I'm going to use it up at the top here. Okay, yay! All popping in beautifully. Okay, there's our bow zone. We're leaving a hole for it. So I'm going to pull that out of the way, and we're going to tie a really easy burlap bow, y'all. Let's get on it. So here's our cute little burlap ribbon. This stuff's so fun to work with because it's got great texture. I'm going to pop that on the bow maker. I'm going to move my gorgeous moss over here. We're good. We didn't need very much, just a little. Okay, I'm going to go with 16-inch tails on this one. So measure it out, 16 inches, and cut this at an angle, okay? So 16, bring that right to the center and twist. And bring that tail on down. I'm going to go out at 6 inches here. And twist it, and 6 on the other side. And we're going to do just a simple 2-1 recipe. We're going to keep this really neat and clean, understated. So these type of wreaths are going to sell to people who want more clean lines and very neutral colors, not a lot of drama. So you can't be throwing some kind of crazy multi-layer whimsical bow, because that's not what the people who buy these wreaths, that's not what they're looking for, okay? So pare it down. That is hard for us to do. So I'm going to have this tail about 4 inches shorter. Come in and twist. And I was out at 6, so now we'll be an inch shorter at 5 inches. Twist it. Reach over to the other side at 5 and scrunch that down. Fantastic. And cut this one at an angle. Oh, watch that twist. I had it a little overdone. Isn't that just a pretty simple bow? That's a 2-1 recipe. Y'all know we make bows every Wednesday, so if you haven't been able to join us on Wednesdays, please come back by. We'll be here tying it up with you. And of course, we have our live sales. Tomorrow, we'll text out this supply list for this whole project, and you can grab that lavender, this ribbon. We'll have it all on there. All of these products are on Cleese.com. Okay, fluffing it up. And you've got to get the tails going down. We don't want them wackadoodle. So really pretty simple. I put a longer cable tie on the back, just makes it a little easier to attach it to my wreath, and then just get that nice and tight. And the last step I do is cover the mechanics in the center of the bow. Just grab a little of that burlap and split it down the center. Right there, and we're going to run that right down the middle. Just fold it on itself, and it just makes a really finished, nice middle. Nice middle. Put a little knot here in the back. And get that tight. And there we go. Now bring your wreath back and let's put this puppy all together. Y'all, my tools always navigate 3 different directions. I try to keep everything equal, but you know how it goes. Yeah, cleanup is not my... That's no fun. I like to drag all the supplies out. So our bow is just going to go right down. Oh my gosh, how super cute. I'm going to tuck it to the inside. I love, love, love it. Let's tuck it right down here. Get it tight, and then we're going to fluff out those tails, okay? So I'm grabbing a couple pieces of that grapevine. You don't want that cable tie showing on the back. That's not pretty. Doesn't look professional, so just run it through a couple of layers where it's not coming through the back, okay? Cut that off. We can just throw that part away. And now we're ready to bring the tails down. And I like to curl them or leave them. This one, we may just layer them slightly. I like to layer them between the lavender. I think that looks really lovely. And you know what that does? That creates that depth we were talking about. When you layer those layers up, and you can curl these right here. Super duper simple. Y'all, we whipped this out in under 20 minutes. We knocked it out. It's super cute. Now, make sure you get these moving up. Okay, they're all wired. We talked about it earlier. Utilize them to your advantage. Isn't that super sweet? So if you don't have a gift for mom, this is something you can make quickly, easily, not with too many supplies. We just used 4 lavender bushes and 1 roll of ribbon. We're sitting here at a, this is a 14-inch wreath base. So easy peasy, rock and roll. I'm going to take this to the store and sell it just in time for Mother's Day. But you guys, we'll text you out the supply list for this tomorrow. Thanks for being here. I hope you have fun with flowers this week, and come join us next time we're live. We will shoot you out a text when we're live like we did earlier. You can text me at textclee.com or send us the word live to 832-732.